Style guides are important so that everyone on your team works from a consistent set of fonts, color palettes, messaging, and more. Canto has recently added style guides to help you stay on brand with your work. Let's jump into the settings, then go to Style Guides and create a new style guide. This is going to serve as a reference point for anyone in your Canto instance to make sure that new assets and contributions align with your style. First up, let's set up the basic info for this branding guide. Because Canto actually can handle multiple style guides, you'll want to give it a memorable name and description to help you differentiate it from others you set up. You can also set the access for this to be public or private, and you could use a public style guide if you wanted to make it accessible to those who aren't inside of your Canto instance. You're going to pull some signature content into your style guide so that you can show what really is on brand. So what you want to do here is add albums or folders that include the content that you want to make available for the style guide. It helps if you've set up albums that are specifically for the style guide. I'll add several to the style guide here, and also make sure that I leave auto sync on to add any new content automatically. Let's switch to the Style Setup tab. This is where you start building in content blocks that capture your branding. The first of these is a color block, where you can log those signature brand colors. Let's click the plus button. We can choose a color from the picker or paste in a hex or RGB code. Canto automatically converts it for you. Let's press OK to go ahead and lock that first color in. It also helps your users if you give your colors a name below them. Now, you can continue to add more colors here to the style guide as you're seeing me do here. Just click the plus button and keep adding new colors until you have all of those on-brand colors captured. Repeat the same process by giving them a name and then saving it when you're done. Finally, you can also always add a note here on the side so that you give extra instructions to the style guide user. Next, let's explore an imagery section. You can use these to add your company logos and any other images that really capture your brand and style. You can also modify the layout of an imagery section by clicking on this pencil icon and then choosing one of these layouts. Change the number of visible thumbnails by choosing another layout. Let's browse to find add a folder or album here. You can save those, and these will serve as the albums and folders that your users can jump to make sure they stay on brand. You can add several of these as you're seeing me do here. As you add albums, you'll notice this descriptive text that shows up. You can edit or remove these back in the main Canto library in the description field for the album. With an album selected here on the left side, click on this down arrow and then adjust the description from this drop-down option. This text will feed what you see in the description on your style guide. You can use this text box here on the left side to add a description of the images that you're using. Finally, you can also include a copy section if you have some specific text that your users will need access to often. This could be a company motto or a value statement, or really anything that's crucial that it always appears consistently. Now, after you fill in these default sections, you can of course customize them. For one, you could click the trash icon for any of these sections if you just don't want to include them. And there are arrows for each of these sections to move them up or down within the style guide. And finally, you can actually come down and click Add to add additional versions of these blocks. Canto's style guides are flexible enough to accommodate many types of content, and you can combine them to include everything that's important for the brand. Just a couple more settings and then we'll be ready to publish our style guide. On the custom branding section, you can actually tweak the colors and logo that are shown on the style guide itself. Just click on the elements and choose replacements if you want to tweak the visuals of the style guide. Finally, you can use the user access to customize who can get in and view or work with it. Click Add and choose users to bring into your style guide as you're seeing me do here. Another option is to jump into the Group Access tab and choose a Canto user group that you've set up to access the style guide. That's it. Let's click Finish, and now let's jump back to the Canto library. Once you've finished publishing, those that have access to it can browse here on the left side and open up the style guide. You'll see this beautiful presentation that captures everything you need so that your users can always represent your brand correctly. Thanks for watching.